Hey, I wanted to take a minute to welcome you to the spring 2021 semester, your Science Methods course. I'm incredibly excited about the semester we have ahead of us and the opportunities we have and the topics we get to explore. I'm Dr. Clay. This is my first year at Fort Hays State after teaching 6th through 12th grade science for a number of years and a few years in Southwest Missouri, but mostly in rural western Kansas. And so as we approach this course, I know for a lot of you, science may not have been your favorite subject, or maybe it was when you were younger and you kind of fell out of love with it. And I realize that I come in very biased in that science is very much my favorite subject. But I think the important place to start when we look at science is that science is about exploring the world around us, the universe, and whether it's exploring physical places and how ecosystems or geologic landscapes or all those things come together, exploring technology or the limits of human potential, engineering new materials, designs, devices, whatever. It's about exploring, and that natural state of curiosity, I think, is something that most, if not all people at their core level, it's something that they really get. And so, as you approach this class, one of the big things that I want to ask is that you sort of set aside what science has maybe become for you over your educational journey. And so, maybe it's become tests, maybe it's become memorization, maybe it became some unpleasant experiences that you maybe had with a science teacher in high school or wherever, and it sort of became this thing. And so I want to ask that you set those aside and really use this course not just to discover how to teach science and create great scientific experiences for your future students, but to really think about for yourself what science is, what it really means, and what it really can be. And so, my goal as your instructor is to help work you through that process, to give you opportunities to explore, to leave things open-ended, so that you can kind of pursue your own curiosity. Please do not hesitate as we go through the class to reach out and ask questions. And even if they aren't questions that maybe are directly related to an assignment, but it's something you're curious about, reach out and ask. And, I have my areas of science that I'm passionate about and that are really within my wheelhouse of experience. But whatever it is, I'm happy to try to connect you with resources or opportunities or even just to encourage you in your curiosity. So please do not hesitate to reach out. As we get started here, I would ask that you click on the Start Here link on the left-hand column on Blackboard. There's a link to a Google form I'd like for you to fill out just so I know a little bit about you. Whether you are in the Hays area or not, you are welcome to whatever we need to do to help you be successful. So if you are in the Hays area and you want to physically come to campus to meet, we can do that. If we need to do Zoom meetings to help and get things figured out, you're always welcome to email. If we need to set up phone calls, whatever it is, it's my goal for this course that you kind of get to rediscover or maybe even create a completely new definition for you of what science means and what science can be, and then that becomes a place for you starting to think about how to create incredible science experiences for your students. And although I'm obviously biased, I think science has an opportunity to be the most engaging subject we can approach in schools. And it's one that when we really think about it and we really kind of open our mind to thinking about what it can be, it's one that has the potential to make some really long-lasting, impactful experiences for students. It's one that's obviously desperately important to our society, which has become increasingly obvious over the last year as we've wrestled with the pandemic. The need for what science can do in our society and our reliance upon it is, I think we've been reminded of that, and the need that we have for great scientists in the future and for great science teachers. As you come into this, I'm not expecting you to have any sort of particular science background knowledge. So if you come in maybe a little insecure about the science that you know, that's okay. Just come in with an open mind, really willing to explore and consider what science can be, and to sort of revert back to that natural curiosity. I really believe all humans are inherently curious, and sometimes, whether in education or society or culturally, we kind of domesticate that out of them. And so as you go through this course, one of the things I'm really asking you to do is revert back to that naturally curious state and use that as a basis as we begin to explore this topic of science. I'm incredibly excited for this semester. I'm incredibly excited to get to know all of you. I feel so fortunate to have the opportunity to get to share about the value of science and the opportunities that are there every day. And I'm so glad that you are here with me on this journey through this semester. And ultimately, my goal this semester and beyond is that I am here to make sure that you someday, when you're in that classroom with your own students and you're creating those own experiences, that you're as excited about what you are doing as I am approaching this class. So please do not hesitate to reach out, and let's get started with the semester.